Hey everyone, my name's Tyler Devon. With me I have Gabriel Ansel. You want to say hi?
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we want to welcome you to the very first episode of Seven Figure Entrepreneur. Just to give you some background of what this podcast is going to be about, it's going to be basically our experiences of how we built seven figure online businesses. Currently, me and Gabriel have two businesses, one together, and then I have one of my own. And last year, both of these businesses did about $2 million in revenue. So we definitely have a lot of experience what it takes to build an online seven figure business. And that's what we wanted to share with you. Basically, take you behind the scenes, show you the underworkings, basically rip apart the whole car so you can see all the different components of what you need if you're looking to build an online business, especially a seven figure one. One thing I want to add to that, and what I think is going to be unique, and I'm hoping is going to be unique about this podcast, is that we're going to have a lot of interviews on here of other people we know who have seven figure online businesses. The cool part about what we want to bring is these people you've heard about are going to be people you would never guess that have seven figure online businesses. If you saw them walking down the street, it would look like an everyday person, only they're walking down the street at 1 p.m. while everyone else is at work. So we really want to bring you behind the scenes, take you kind of like into the underground. In some respects, it's almost like a bit of a secret society because these people, they're not out there. They're not, they don't have big ads or banners or anything like that. They just sit behind their computers and rock and roll with their seven figure businesses, every day. So we want to really bring that to light, show you how they do what they do, what they do, what they do, to give you a glimpse of this whole online world and how you can make it work for yourself.
Yeah,
Gabe, is there anything to add to that?
yeah, the real low key hustlers, the behind the scene guys. Like I can, well, that's the reason why we started this. You and I both know so many dudes that just do crazy numbers, and it's really intriguing and it's interesting to hear their stories of how they got to where they are and what it is they're doing. I mean, they're probably not going to give away all their tricks, but they will give you a little tips and hints on what's working and what's not.
Yeah, and the whole piece behind this is these are people that normally don't share what they do. In the online world, if you're having pretty good success, it's not really something you talk to your friends, your family about because they really don't get it. If they hear you're working at home from a computer, automatically they always generally think porn, which is not the case at all. But so we want to really bring this to light, show you guys how they do what they do, and really ask them questions like, what kind of opportunities do they see online? What is it that they're focusing on now? What kind of how do they drive, users and traffic to their site? How do they find customers? How do they go about monetizing those customers and, taking those people that hit their websites and turn them into sales? And again, these people are not people that, are the typical guru type of people that are on stage teaching you and have some course to sell. In fact, they don't have courses to sell because they're busy running their own businesses. Those are the people we want to introduce you to and really give you a chance to, in a lot of respects, connect and hear their story, what they're about, and how they put things together.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's just I'm really hyped for it, and I'm really hyped to hear about a lot of these people that we have lined up, their stories, because I don't know it. I don't know what's going on. I just know where they're at now. I don't know their how they got to where they are, which is really exciting for me.
Yeah, absolutely. The other big takeaway that we want people to get away or to get and take away from all of this is when you start looking to build an online business, there's a lot of courses and there's a lot of programs out there. And frankly, there's a lot of shams out there.
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely met a few. I've definitely lost some money with quite a few. And how this looks or how it looked for me is, people who are selling you a course on something that worked 5 years ago and no longer works today. And the only reason they still make money today is because they're busy hawking a course that no longer works. One of the advantages that we have in this scenario are these are actual people we know today who own businesses today that actually work, not something that's worked 3, 5, 10 years ago.
Yeah, not a bunch of regurgitated courses that are just inapplicable at this current time. And we all know, and we don't all know, but the people that are in Facebook and do know, we know that it's changing constantly. And the online industry is sink or swim. You got to be on top of it. It's ever changing.
Absolutely. With that said, once you start getting involved and really understand how things work, it's not that difficult. it's just like one of those things. It's like when you go to ride a bike for the first time, you hop on and you fall. But soon, after a few attempts, you start getting your feet a little bit and you start pedaling, you start moving forward. So
I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm actually a pro on a bike, so I can relate 100%.
fair enough, fair enough.
So how did you get into this industry?
Well, initially, how I got into this industry was I was going to school, high school that was, finished off, thought I'd follow the family dream and become, when I say family dream, I had other people who were, a part of my family that were firefighters, a grandpa, an uncle. So I was going to go, I went down that road. And basically, I went to the fire hall as soon as I got out of high school and said, what do I need to do to get a job here one day? And they said, go to school. So I said, okay. Next thing I know, I'm in engineering school, having no idea what that even looks like. Was, I think, 20% of our class actually graduate, got a job. And soon after that, had a very horrific car accident. Basically, I was driving through the interior. I'm actually not sure if it's the interior of BC, but it's like the mountain range in the middle of British Columbia.
Yeah.
And something happened. Next thing I know, my car is 100 feet down the side of a hill.
Crazy.
Slash mountain. So that was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, only because as by this time, I was 2 weeks into my job in engineering for thinking that was the career path I wanted to go. But little did I know that, this car accident would come along and really change a lot of the destiny of that. As I was sitting in the hospital bed, I really thought about a lot of stuff, man. I thought about my family. I thought about, my girlfriend and my dog. And the last thing I thought about was like my career. And it really dawned on me that the career I had wasn't really the career I wanted. So after that, it really got me on the hunt. I started finding opportunities, and not too long later, found a guy driving a BMW going for lunch at 3 o'clock every day. And I wanted to figure out how the hell he did it. So it all kind of stemmed from there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw the pictures of your car accident, man. That was rough. I'm impressed you're alive. You made it. You made it. You're like a cat. You're on life 8 now.
I'm probably on 8.5, man. I'm close to the end here.
Crazy. Yeah, it was insane.
But yeah, that was really my start, man. I started writing some copy for him. Basically, he was selling. You could buy from him a monthly subscription of foreclosure listings that were happening in your area. And so basically, he sold that list to real estate investors. We'd go to the courthouse. We'd buy these lists of files that was, the bank against a homeowner. And we'd put in this list, and he would sell a monthly subscription of this list. And it was my job to email these people and try to sell them other things on, other real estate investment related stuff, like little books and stuff like that. And I remember the first time I fired out an email and I made $50. I could not believe how easy it actually was.
Was that just a crazy feeling?
It was, man. All of a sudden you send out an email and 10 minutes later, next thing you know, you look in your ClickBank account and someone actually bought something. It was shocking to me that would even happen.
Yeah, man. It's that first feeling of internet money. It's just like, what is this?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
It in some way, it's almost addictive because you just go from thinking okay, I have to provide some sort of physical labor or a service to receive my paycheck every week. But then when you're doing it you're just let me get this straight. I can sit here and work and instantly see my results all on a computer. It's just it's mind-blowing. I
have to say probably my most favorite thing that happens is when I roll into Facebook or whatever, I talk to you and you're like, man, we've spent, $500 today and we've already made $1,500 in revenue. Yeah. When you wake up and that's your reality, it's amazing. Just how you see the world and how you see opportunities online, because at the end of the day, it really is endless. It's just it's a matter of really mastering the skills and getting them down.
Yeah, it really skews your view of money really quick too. It's pretty cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
More of a tool than anything,
Absolutely, man. It's a gateway to the next thing. How did you start online?
Well, growing up, we didn't have too much money. My dad was a photographer. My mom was a teacher. So I knew that like I didn't really want that financial stress when I got older. So I knew that I didn't really want a traditional style job. But I didn't know what I was going to do. So I don't know. I was in high school. I wasn't very good at it. I was always getting in trouble, low grades, skipping class. I was that token kid. I was more focused on my social life than anything else. Um, so after getting kicked out of high school, I went to a graphic design school, and I was actually always good at art and good at like visualizing things and creating. Art was like the only subject I was good at, right? So I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm good with a computer. Um, so that was good. And then coming out of that, I was like, perfect. I'm going to instantly get a job. I'm going to land like a great career, and that's it. Like I'm going to be married by the time I'm 25, white picket fence, all that stuff.
Sorry.
But let me tell you, it did not go that way. I didn't get a job out of the gate. Apparently, like people want experience more than they really care about degrees. And I learned that over and over again. So
Isn't
I
that
kind of
true about
gave,
the world we live in?
pardon?
Said, isn't that true about the world we live in? It's
Oh
all about
yes,
experience. That's what I'm finding nowadays.
totally, man. Um, and so I kind of like, I kind of backed off the graphic design world for a bit, and I was lost for a few years there. Worked at car dealerships, washing cars, and then I started doing some like graphic design work on the side, like designing people logo, business cards, and it was all right. But I was kind of, it was more of like I'm going to tell you what I want you to design, and then you just like create it. Don't use any artistics behind it. Don't use just, like your mind. Just do exactly what I tell. So it was like dance monkey dance. And I was like, well, that's not really why I did this. I'm way more interested in using my creativity for stuff. Anyway, so that went on for a bit. And then one summer I met this dude, and he was making great money. He was always out at the bars, like throwing down. I was like, yeah, this guy's awesome. Driving a nice car, buying everyone rounds, taking everyone out for dinner and stuff. And it turns out that he was in email marketing. Basically what he was doing was sending millions of emails a day, with affiliate offers attached to them, and he made a great return. So I tried to get involved with him for a while. It took about a year of convincing, a year of like partying with him, just so he like built that trust up. And then finally I got into it and I got hired. And then, yeah, man, that first day we were running like a CPC offer, and I did like one like big blast, and it did roughly $3,000. And I was like mind blown. This is amazing. And that's also how I met you. We started that mailing office down in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's right, man.
In
That's
that little square office, mailing 8 hours a day,
every day, including weekends.
every day. So that was an interesting experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny how much things have changed since then. Obviously, I am still involved with emailing, but now we've really branched out into e-commerce. That's been a big push for us last year.
Mm-hmm.
We got down that road and we built that company last year. We did over 2 million in sales for e-commerce, a brand new vertical we'd never been involved with before. And so there's definitely a lot of opportunity going forward. You guys will probably hear this a lot from me. I really want to identify opportunities that I think are good for, people to get started with. If you're looking to build an online business, and e-commerce is definitely a good play right now. It's working well for us and a lot of other people we know.
And once you learn the tools, like once you learn how to do Facebook advertising, once you figure out how to pick products and sell them, it doesn't exactly have to be an e-commerce store, but those are like the backbones of online marketing. And once you have those in place, you can just keep on building and building and building, and you'll always be able to be a self-sustaining entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, again, like this is another thing you'll hear me say a lot. It's really about mastering the skill sets. When you can master the skill sets of what it takes, and really it's not that hard. It's education and it's practice, which is something we really want to help you with. But it's amazing what you can do online. Like if you were to ask me what Gabe's secret power is, it's really he's really good at Facebook ads. He knows how
Yeah.
to he knows how to take $1 and $1 of advertising spend and turn to $3 worth of revenue. When you can make a return like that, how much dollars are you looking to spend? Basically, whatever dollars you can muster up.
Selling personal items, family members, anything you can, Take my couch.
You only need one kidney to live, right?
Totally. Totally. So, yeah, and your skill, man, email and team management, like our online store runs so smoothly because of all the management you've put in place from our team. Like we have how many people now? 7, 8, roughly?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a smooth sailing ship. All I focus on is Facebook, and I just know everything's done in the background. It's fantastic.
We might have to give a little bit of kudos to Reeves on that too. She does a pretty bad
Yes.
job.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually works with us also. I'm keeping it in the family, and she actually helps out and manages our email and all of our outsourcers, and she's really good at it. So it's very helpful.
One thing that as you listen to this podcast and the series go on, one thing you'll also going to hear from us is like the skills you don't need to have to run an online business. By that, I mean like I've been involved in online marketing for probably like 8 years or 9 years now, and 5 of those full time. And you would think I would know how to put up a website, but for the life of me, I cannot. Nor do I plan to learn how. It's amazing. You can, the resources that are out there. Obviously WordPress makes it very simple, but there's things like outsourcers. Gabe alluded to. Basically, what outsourcers are people hired on contract, based overseas in India or the Philippines. And when you're just starting out, we currently have people in the U.S., people in Canada. But when we first started out, because we didn't have a lot of money, we started with people in the Philippines. And they really do an amazing job. And it's so great because you can get some great, great talent trained by like multi-billion-dollar companies literally for $3 an hour. So when you're getting started in this online world, I know a lot of people, they'll say, what about my website? How do I build that? It's not your job to necessarily build it. It's just your job to make sure it gets done. Because you don't need that skill. Again, I've been here 8 years now, and I still can't do it. So if I can get to this position, I know other people are more than capable.
I wish you guys could see my face because I'm like laughing yet smirking just because I know Tyler's level of technical skill. But it's very true, and it also gives you the opportunity when you get to the point where you can afford to pay for outsources to focus on what you really love, like what part of the business is really like excites you, and you can 100% hone in on that, and your business will flourish so much more just from doing that.
Yeah, man, that's actually an awesome point that you brought up. One thing that I always give as like a simple, I don't know if maybe simple is not the right word for it, but like a recommendation is really know yourself and know what you're good at personally. Like, again, my strength is not sitting in front of, a page of code trying to figure out how the website works. That or how to build one. Like that is not my strength. In fact, when I do that, I literally look at a screen and it might as well be like Egyptian hieroglyphics. It would not make a difference because I can't read it regardless.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, and that's a bit of an overstatement. I understand a little bit of HTML now,
Mm-hmm.
but again, I can't put up my own website, nor do I try to pretend to. So as you're starting to go down this road, like figure it is where your sweet spot is, like naturally. Like, are you naturally someone who's good at talking? Are you naturally good at managing people? Are you great at customer service? Like, where is it that you're good? And then find people to help support you in the parts that you're not good. Or figure out ways to get around that. But focusing on your strengths and what you're good at is really what's going to help you grow a 7-figure online business.
Agreed. 100% agreed. And it'll be way more enjoyable for you. It's not really exciting working on stuff that you don't like 8 hours a day. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, what do you want to do next? Because I know we got some great guests coming down the pipe. I know you guys are going to love hearing about them. Again, it's going to be in all shapes and sizes. People that have e-commerce stores to people who have made like stock trading software, people who manage Facebook ad accounts for other people. It all really comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So we got that coming down the pipe. Is there anything else you want to bring up while we're still rocking and rolling our very first episode?
Not exactly. I feel like we've covered everything here. It kind of laid out the good story of who we are and what the listeners will be getting in the future. One thing I will ask you though is what drives you? What really takes what really like makes you grab all this by the scruff and just like go to town with it? Because that's one thing that the listeners can really relate to, and grab onto, because it's going to be different for everybody, but at the same time, it's a really key thing to know about yourself.
Yeah, no. Honestly, man, I was just in Cuba at a bachelor party, and somebody asked me the same thing. I have multiple online businesses, and for me, it's not even work. It's honestly like a hobby. It's And I think what really gets me is like the fact that you get to get up every day and create what you want to create, and also create a great opportunities for other people that you know. Like one of my friends growing up, back when I had my engineering job, now works with me. Last year was the first year he had made over, $100,000 in his life. He just bought a brand new car, has a great house, works from home, working on, building his family. And that really, it's really inspiring for me to know that I'm able to help him, provide him with those opportunities. And obviously he earns it. He's earned every dollar that he generates for the company and every dollar that he generates for himself. But it's cool to help facilitate and help really create that for somebody else, help someone else build their dream through business.
People helping people.
Absolutely.
It feels good, right? It feels really good.
Totally. And even some of the outsourcers, we've helped repair their houses when typhoons have taken them out. We've, helped them with medical bills. There's so many, you can reach so many people when you have the means to do it. So creating opportunities like this is there's not a lot that competes with it, for me at least.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
Yeah. How about yourself?
For me, it's about a couple things. I really like being able to create the life where I can have the freedom and the finances to do what I want when I want. Because growing up and you don't have a lot of money, there's a lot of things you want to do, but you're limited to, and it's tough telling your kids or your family no, we can't afford that. And that always kind of got to me when I was younger. I was the one that was receiving the no, so of course it got to me. But and also what really drives me in this industry is there's no limitation. I'm my own limitation. So if we have a poor month, that is directly on what I'm doing, and I can say that because I'm the head of the Facebook marketing for our store, and that's where a majority of the money comes from, alongside email. So with that, it feels good when you can make it work and you can just get those wins. And on some level, I'm addicted to the win. It's almost like a degenerate gambling in a way, only with a better outcome,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that pretty much sums it up for me. Yeah, it's great. And I love being able to, and helping people. 'Cause for example, Rebecca, she worked at a corporate 9 to 5 every day, and she was just getting, and no offense to her, she can hear me right now, but she was just getting miserable and not happy and sad, and just it was hard for me to watch, because here's this job that she was so excited to get, and then it just kind of slowly ripped her apart from the inside, and it wasn't what she wanted. But now she works for us. She does a great job. She makes way more money, and she gets the freedom to take that coffee break in the afternoon and go for a walk in the sun, or go to the gym whenever she wants. And I'm totally cool with that, because everything gets done. And and it flows really well together. And that alone makes me happy that I can make somebody else happy.
Awesome. Yeah, I can definitely relate with that, man. It is cool when you can like really improve the life of someone around you, which again was what really gets me up every day and gets me excited to do it over and over again. I
Yeah.
have to say too, when I first started out, it was definitely more of a survival. Growing up, I had two younger sisters and a single mom,
Mm.
and no was a very common occurrence. So I didn't want that to be my reality when I was older. And so that's really what got me, headed down this direction. But now that I'm here, it's like the thing that gets me going every day is just the opportunity to build something else.
It's funny. It's like a double-edged sword. You're just when you're younger, it's terrible. But now that happened to us, we're way more gung ho, and we're just like we're never letting that happen to us again.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing too. As you get more and more entrenched in the online world and you really build your network of people around you, I wouldn't want to say it's like a fail safe, but once you have good people around you, the opportunities are endless. With that said, like if something were to happen to my business tomorrow, everything that we've built, if something were to happen to that tomorrow, because of our network, we could reach out and opportunities would be there. Opportunities to build something new, to regenerate, and to create all over again. But that only happens when you've like got to that level to begin with, and you've proven yourself. So again, it's a world we want to introduce you to, bring you in behind the scenes, show you what it takes to build an online seven-figure business, so you can start looking at it for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm excited for this, man. Like I've been talking about this for the last month and a half now, and we originally recorded one before, and it didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to. So this is actually a second time recording, but that's our little secret. And yeah, I'm stoked about this. It's going to be really fun. Like I said before, I'm excited to hear everyone's story and excited to bring people awesome information.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I think we should wrap this up. We're right around the 30 minute mark, and we don't want to bore you guys too much. So that is all from me. Tyler, you got any closing words on that?
No, the only thing, well, I guess, yeah. The only thing I want to include is we really want to hear from you guys. We want to know, what questions do you have for us? What is it that you want to know that maybe you haven't been able to find somewhere else? Again, this is free. There's no charge here. We really just here to, at this point, share with you what we're doing and what's working for us and what's working with other people we know. And so you can, you'll hear from us and you'll hear it from them. So let us know. What is it that you want to know? What is it that you're looking for, you'd like to see or hear more of? We're going to have, Facebook, Instagram. I don't think we're going to do Snapchat because I just think we're probably not going to do Snapchat.
Yeah.
You can email us as well. If you check out our site, maybe you want to talk about the site we got up.
Yeah. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Give us your insight.
sevenfigureentp.com. And I think we got the number 7 and 7 written out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's Seven Figure Entrepreneur on Facebook also. And to hear this, you will have to be on one of those avenues. So
yeah.
So you will find it one way or another if you really dig.
Absolutely. But anyway, so bottom line, there's multiple ways to connect with us, and we invite you to. We want to know, just let us know. Keep us in the loop, what you're looking for, and let us know how we're doing too. Like if, just let us know. We want to get better at this and really provide a good experience.
And it will only get better from here. I can promise you that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, very true. All right. Well, goodbye from me. Have a good one. We will talk to you on the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks for the time, Gabe. And bye from me too.